Okay, we thank God for the first section. Let's look at the lesson number 2. In the lesson number 1, we considered the general calling of God. We considered the general calling of God in the lesson number 1. Now, in lesson number 2, we will be considering the specific calling of God. We are looking at the specific calling of God. So let's start with A here. A says what? That the specific calling of God is based on specific needs. I repeat again. A, the specific calling of God is based on specific needs. Specific needs in the society. Specific needs in the community. Specific needs in the lives of people. Specific needs in the church. Specific needs at every given time. That is what God will call you to. Apart from general calling of God on our lives, the specific calling of God is to meet a need. So anytime you receive the specific calling of God, it is to meet a particular need. It is to solve a problem. So you are called to be a problem solver. You are called to be a solution giver, to give solution to people's problems and challenges. So anytime there is the specific call of God, then it means there is a specific need. And some of the needs, number 1, it could be the condition of the people. The condition of the people could lead to the call of God. So when you read Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1 to 3, it said, "And you he made alive, who were dead in trespasses and sins, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit who now works in the sons of disobedience, among whom also we all once conducted ourselves in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and we are by nature children of wrath, just as others." Then he turned to Matthew chapter 9, verse 36. He said, "But when," the Matthew chapter 9, verse 36 now says what? "But when he saw the multitude, he was moved with compassion for them, because they were weary and scattered like sheep having no shepherd." So when God calls a man into specific ministry, it is to meet a need. And that need could be the spiritual condition of the people, the physical condition of the people, the moral condition of the people. Whatever condition that the people are in that God is not pleased with, he will send a savior. He will send a solution to them in the form of a man. Then the next thing, the next thing is the extent of the field. The extent of the field could be another reason for the specific need, the specific call of God upon individual life. The third one is the ripeness of the harvest will also lead to the specific call of God upon our life. And finally, number 4, the urgency of the hour could also lead to the specific call of God upon your life. In John chapter 9, verse 4. It says what? I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Why? Because the night is coming when no man can work. So the urgency of the hour. We are in the end times. Anything can happen any moment from now. And that will lead to the call of God upon an individual life. So I said, under the specific call of God, what did I say? I said that the specific call of God is a call based on specific needs in the society, in the community, in the country, in the church, in the life of the people of God. And what are some of those specific needs? I said the condition of the people, the what? Number two, the extent of the field. Number three, the ripeness of the harvest. Number four, the urgency of the hour. Then we come to B. The second thing you need to know about the specific call of God is that it is based on God's sovereignty. The specific call of God is based on God's sovereignty. He decides it by himself. He's the one who take a decision. He's the one who make a choice. He's the one who make decision about it. So one, you should know that no one volunteers for a particular ministry. If it is truly from God, you don't volunteer. God, use me to do this. God, I want to do that for you. God, can't you do this with me? No. No one volunteers for a particular ministry. You only discover the ministry which God has given unto you. You only discover it. You don't suggest it to God. You don't volunteer for it. It is something which you are created for. It is something which you are created to do in eternity before you were born. So no one volunteers for a particular ministry. Then the next one is what? God ordains the ministry that we will have. God himself ordains the ministry that we will have. Like I said, even before we were born. In 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 18, he said, but now God has set the members, each one of them, in the body just as he pleased. If God called you to be an apostle, he pleased. That is what he pleases. If he sent you to be a prophet, that is what he pleases. If he called you to be an evangelist, that is what he pleases. If he called you to be a pastor, to be a teacher, that is what he pleases. You do not decide it. The specific call of God, you do not decide it. So number two says what? God ordains the ministry that we will have. Then number three, let's look at number three. God supplies the grace needed for that ministry. So if the calling is from God, he will give you the grace. If the calling is from God, I promise you, sister, my brother, he will surely give you the grace. If you are operating in a particular ministry and you have been struggling all these years, then you need to re-look at it well. You need to visit Calvary and ask God questions, because if it's truly God who has called you into that particular office, I promise you, he will give you the grace. He will give you what? The grace needed. He will supply the grace needed for that ministry to be successful. Number four, the specific call is based on God's need for a channel. The specific call of God, either to as an apostle, as a prophet, as a pastor, as an evangelist, as a teacher, as whatever, is based on God's need for a channel. God need for a channel will determine the kind of call he will place on you. And there are things that there are channels that God needs. He needs a channel for what? Intersection. God needs a channel for intersection. B, God needs a channel for healing his people. Oh, yes. He needs a channel for intercession, interceding for his people. He needs a channel for healing his people. Number C, he needs a channel for working of miracles. Working of miracles. D, he needs a channel for showing of mercy. God needs a channel for showing of mercy. There are people, their calling is to show mercy. There are people, their calling is so that it is into the ministry of intercession. While some people, their major calling is into healing. While some people, their major calling is to giving. They can keep giving and they are not tired. They are not tired giving. They keep on giving and they continue giving. They keep on giving and they continue giving. Then some people, their calling is into comforting ministry, to be comforting people. They are always moved with sympathy to help the people who are in needy, those who are needy, to comfort people. That is also a ministry. Why some is service. Some are called to service. They are always serving people. They can serve you faithfully as an associate, as whatever place you put them into, they can serve you very faithfully and very well. Why some need is also for governing. Some are called into the ministry of governing. They are given the grace for governing. They can govern things. They are good administrators and the rest of them. Then we have teaching, we have evangelizing, we have guiding, we have grounding, we have fathering, we have shepherding. These are all channels which God looks for in order to place a specific call upon an individual. Then C, let's come to C. The specific call of God is an individual, personal, and specific call. You must know that the specific call of God is an individual, and it is personal, and it is a specific call to a specific person at a time. So the word call comes from the Greek word what? Klesis. Is there. I'm reading directly from the board. The word call comes from the Greek word klesis. It's a forensic term meaning to summon to court with the idea of giving an account. The word does not emphasize a call to service, but a call to accountability. So you must always remember that we are called to accountability, not just only to serve, to be shouting, to be screaming, to be sweating, to be doing the work. No, God has called you and he has also called me into accountability, that whatever we do, we must be ready to give account to him. Now, this specific call can be known. It can be known. It's not a hidden thing. It can be known. Within time, it will begin to be very, very evident in the life of the one who the calling is. It will be made very, very evident. If it is a healing, you can't hide it. If it is the working of miracles, you can't hide it. If it is prophetic, you cannot hide it. If it is giving, you can't hide it. If it is shepherding, you can't hide it. If it is fathering, mentoring, you cannot hide it. So this calling can be known. Now, there is a principle we need to quickly get here. And what is the principle? It says the specific call of God can only be discovered and realized as one is cooperating with God to fulfill the general call of God. I take it again. What is the principle? The specific call of God can only be discovered and realized as one is cooperating with God to fulfill the general call of God. So the question now is, what is the general call of God? Simple. The general call of God is a call to the ministry of reconciliation through what? Evangelism, either one-on-one or one to multitude. So when you are busily fulfilling the general call of God, preaching the gospel wherever you are, whether at work, at school, at home, in the community, wherever you are actively fulfilling the general call of God, which is you are winning souls into the kingdom. I promise you, my brother, in no time, that specific call of God in your life will be discovered and will be realized quickly. But if you are sitting down, I'm waiting to hear a voice from heaven. I'm waiting for the specific for God to talk to me in my dream, in my vision, I want to hear audible voice. I want to, brother, sister, you may keep long forever and you may not hear that. Start doing something for God. Start doing something. Start winning souls. Start preaching the gospel. Start converting souls into the kingdom. And I promise you, in no time, you will discover and realize that your specific calling of God in your life. Ooh, I believe you have got something today. I know you have learned about the specific calling of God. Let's go through it quickly. I said that the specific call is based on specific need. The specific calling of God is based on what? Number one, a specific needs. Then we move on to look at B, that the specific calling of God is based on God's sovereignty, God's personal choice, God's personal decision, God's personal pleasure. As he pleases, so he calls. And finally, we look at C. What did we see? We saw that the specific calling of God is an individual calling, is a personal calling, and it's a specific calling into a specific work that God wants you to do, a specific need that God wants you to meet. Don't forget this, and I know the Lord will help us. If you can get the course books, the handouts, it will help you so that you can be able to study them alongside as we go. Thank you so much. See you in the next class.